Hello everyone, it's Reesie-WIT-A-Spoon, and today I'm going to show you how to make some delicious stuffed shells. These stuffed shells were introduced to me when I was a child. My cousin Joyce introduced them to me because she had us and her daughters prepare these, or help her prepare this one day. As we were taking the meat and stuffing the shells, taught me then the importance of spending time with family and learning to cook. Shout out to my cousin Joyce for helping me learn how to make these stuffed shells, and let me tell you, they are delicious. Every time I make these stuffed shells, people rave. So let's dive right into it. You are going to need a glass baking dish, and it does not matter what size. It depends on your family size. Some hamburger meat. If hamburger meat is not your favorite, you can always go with some type of turkey meat, whatever pleases you. Provolone. You're going to need sharp cheese. You need pasta sauce, an onion, and green pepper. You're going to use half of these, okay? Half an onion, half a green pepper. The shells, okay? Now you can always pick your own brand of shells, but you need the large or the shells that are called jumbo shells. Also, a nice sized stock pot to boil your shells. You are also going to need a couple of pieces of small garlic. That gives it that nice flavor and tang that you're looking for. In an effort to save time, you're going to fill your stock pot with a nice size amount of water. You're going to get your stuffed shells going first. Set that on the stove and let it boil as we prepare the other aspects of this recipe. Now, we're going to take our onion and green pepper. We're going to dice this up, and we're going to put it in a small bowl. Now, we're going to start with the green pepper. Dice it up any way you like. It doesn't matter. We're going to get it into the smallest parts we can because we want it to seamlessly blend in to the recipe. Green peppers add to the flavor of any pasta dish you choose to make. Well, how do I know that? My mother taught me that. It's getting better. Okay. All right, that's pretty good. Throw that into our bowl. And now we're going to dice and mince our onion. Like I said in my former videos, it burns my eyes. Hopefully my eyes won't burn today. All right, we're getting there. All right, it's a nice, pretty good size there. Let's throw that into our small bowl. We are now going to move on to our garlic. Let's get our garlic chopped down to a good size. There you go. You're aiming for a mince size. Doesn't have to be perfect. None of your chopping, as far as your onions and green pepper and garlic, has to be perfect. Does not. All you're going for is the taste. Just like that. Throw it into your bowl with your onions and green pepper. All right, now as you can see, your water is boiling. That means it's time to put your stuffed shells into your water. Now it depends on how many people you're going to feed. I typically like to put 12 stuffed shells into my boiling water. That was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, just a few more, just to be on the safe side. And the reason why I say put a few more extra ones in there, because sometimes your stuffed shells can tear. Let them boil for about a good 15 minutes until they are al dente, okay, or soft. So now we're going to move on to our hamburger. You're going to get a nice size skillet. You're going to cook your hamburger on medium. When you semi get it brown or mostly brown, you're going to add your onions, green peppers, and your garlic. You're going to add this into the skillet as you're cooking your meat. But your meat has to be 90%. We're going to say 90% done. All right, that is about 90% done. You want to go ahead and add your onions, green peppers, and garlic. Just like that. Stir them for about a good, 10 minutes or so, until they have a more fluorescent type look. So what you're pretty much doing is you're sauteing your onions and garlic and green peppers while the meat is still cooking, so that everything is cooked all together. Now what you want to always be sure to do is you want to be sure to strain all of the grease out of your meat if you're cooking with the greasy meat, okay? So I did that, and now I'm going to add my sauce. Let's add our sauce. And let's season it. If you ever notice, I did not season anything while it was cooking, while everything was sauteing. So let's season now. We are going to start with our pepper. Let's put a little pepper in there. All right. A little garlic. Even though we know garlic is already in it, a little garlic powder just enhances the flavor. Let's add a little bit of seasoning salt, or seasoning salt. Okay, that's the seasoning salt. Okay, and a little bit of Italian seasoning. Gives it a nice twang, a little flavor that we can't resist. And we are going to stir that up just a little bit. Mix it all in there. Make sure it's boiling and simmering everywhere. Now we're going to allow this to cook at a low temperature so it can simmer for at least 10 to 15 minutes. Here's for the fun part. We're going to take our big spoon here and we are going to go ahead and stuff our shell. Now, what we need to do is we need to grab a shell, lay it down in the pan just like that, and it can sometimes be tricky. Take a little sauce. The shells sometimes don't want to act right for you, but you're going to stuff the sauce down in the shell just like that. And you're going to do this for every shell. Just like that. And it does not have to be perfect. Do remember that. Everything does not have to be perfect, but just be sure that some sauce is stuffed down in the shell. Just like that. Okay. And you're going to continue on until you got them all stuffed. And if you have extra sauce, don't worry. You're going to take that extra sauce and you are going to just throw it right on top of your shells. Just like this. You're just going to throw it right on top of your shells. Because I have extra sauce now. You're going to throw it right on top of your shells just like that. Okay, you can take your sharp cheese first if you like. Spread that on there. You can take your whole bag, put it on there. Okay. I know my mother was one who likes it very cheesy. So you're going to take your provolone, and you can get shredded provolone if you want to. You can get shredded, or you can get the whole slices like that. It doesn't matter. I just prefer to get the slices because that's what I started with. Okay. So you break it up like that, and just put it all over your sharp cheese, just like that. Break mine up to cover as much as I can. And I think I typically use about maybe half the pack. So this is actually my third one now. So we'll see how much more of it I feel I need. You're going to have to go off what you feel. A lot of times when you cook, cooking is all about feeling. Are you feeling what you're cooking? So there it is. It's ready to go to the oven now. We're going to put this in the oven for about, let's see, I'm going to say 35 to 40 minutes. 35 to 40 minutes. Now, I put mine in the oven for 35 to 40 minutes and I watch the cheese. You don't want your cheese to get or appear too hard or have a heavily burnt look to it. You want to watch, keep your eye on the cheese. You want your cheese to melt just right, okay? And I'm going to let that cook at 370. All right, here we go. It is finished and all beautiful for you. That is a finished product. That is my favorite stuffed shells. It is a wonderful dish if you want to impress your friends. It's a nice, quick, and easy dish, if you will. Go ahead and subscribe, hit like,